It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. Happening today, Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon will present her proposed budget for the new fiscal year during her annual State of the City address this afternoon.
According to online news resource Compass, a property tax increase is unlikely. That's because the city raised rates last year. The chief financial officer says the city is in good financial health right now. Her speech will be today at noon near the $216 million public housing overhaul in the Western Heights community.
And U.S. officials are now confirming the leader behind ISIS in a 2021 suicide bombing at an Afghanistan airport is dead. 13 U.S. service members, including one East Tennessee native, Staff Sergeant Ryan Knauss, was killed in the bombing along with more than 100 people. The Department of Defense says the ISIS leader behind the attack was killed by the Taliban, and Pentagon officials say the U.S. was not involved in the operation that killed him. The U.S. is not releasing his name. Staff Sergeant Knauss was just 23 years old when he died. He was a Gibbs High School graduate and was stationed at Fort Bragg.
A 3-year-old is recovering this morning after police say a pit bull attacked her while she was playing in her neighbor's yard.
This all happened on Sunday in Newport. Police say the owner killed the dog shortly after the attack. The 3-year-old is recovering after being seriously hurt with multiple bites on her arm.
Right now, a child at the center of an endangered child alert is safe. 1-year-old Alexander Webb's non-custodial parents are facing charges. The TBI says they found Alexander safe in McMinn County yesterday after being reported missing Monday. Jason Webb and Sarah Eisen are facing custodial interference charges.
And East Tennessee fire departments are paying their respects to a Claiborne County volunteer firefighter killed in the line of duty.
27-year-old Captain Roy Sewell Jr. died when the fire truck he was driving flipped. THP says he was responding to an ATV accident involving a child. While on his way to the scene, Sewell's fire truck ran off the right side of the road and flipped down an embankment. Sewell spent nearly 10 years with the North Tazewell Volunteer Fire Department, where his chief says he did everything he could to keep people smiling. Funeral arrangements are not yet set. If you do want to help the family, we have a link in our WVLT News app.
A rural Metro firefighter is recovering as Knox County sheriffs investigate a North Knox County fire. It happened yesterday morning in the 9200 block of Old Maynardville Pike. Crews say everyone made it out of the home safely after a neighbor noticed smoke and flames in the garage. Rural Metro officials say the fire spread quickly throughout the home. One firefighter was hurt. Knox County Sheriff's Fire Investigation Unit is investigating the cause. And the TBI is investigating an in-custody death of an inmate at the Roane County Detention Center. Officials say 51-year-old Timothy Teasley died in custody around 5 p.m. The Roane County Sheriff's Office says the TBI is leading the investigation. We're also working to learn more about what happened.
A new drug rehab center could be on the way to Jefferson County. Knoxville Area Rescue Ministries is proposing the center, which would house around 40 people at the Equestrian Center on River Glen Farms in Newmarket. And some people in the area are concerned for their safety. They say this addition would change their way of life. Details on the proposal are still in the early stages. The Zoning Commission was supposed to discuss plans last night, but it was pushed back to next month.
Mayor India Kincannon and Mayor Glenn Jacobs are working together to help housing instability and homelessness by launching the Office of Housing Stability. The joint office focused on working with the Knox County Homeless Coalition, other housing agencies, and homelessness service providers. The office will also work with people who experienced homelessness to help keep families in their homes and connect others to housing opportunities. And if you have KUB, you could get a discount on your monthly internet payment. Customers are now able to apply to KUB's Affordable Connectivity Program, a federal benefit program helping families pay for internet and school for work. It gives households up to $30 a month toward internet. Families can also get a one-time $100 discount on a laptop, desktop, or tablet. We've got more details on how to apply and find out if you're eligible inside your WVLT News app. And the Beck Cultural Exchange Center is set to receive a grant for $250,000. The Knoxville Museum focuses on the history and culture of African Americans in East Tennessee. State Representative Sam McKenzie worked with Governor Bill Lee on including the grant in the 2023-24 state budget. It was approved by the state legislature last week. The grant will help with new programming and facility upgrades.
Happening this week, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the Republican-controlled House will pass a bill to raise the nation's debt limit. The debt ceiling would be raised by $1.5 trillion for 1 year by the end of the week. McCarthy's legislation also calls for $4.5 trillion in federal spending cuts. The White House threatened to veto if the bill reaches President Biden's desk. Well, it is National Park Week, and a new mural inside the Hard Rock Cafe in Pigeon Forge is supposed to help the national park.
Yeah, so when you walk in the front door, you'll see the new mural that's locally designed and painted. It's supposed to remind you about being in the Great Smoky Mountains. That's why Hard Rock has teamed up with Friends of the Smokies. Certain menu items that you get there will generate a donation to Friends of the Smokies. They say it'll help to rehabilitate trails in the park and restore old structures like the Daisytown community.
WVLT is proud to be your official station of the Vols. The Tennessee baseball team continues to stay hot after beating Bellarmine last night 19-1.
Ooh.
Marking its 4th straight win. 6 home runs sailed over the walls of Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Up next, a quick turnaround for the Vols. They host Mississippi State tomorrow night for another weekend series. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock on the SEC network.
It is 6:54. Let's get over to Whitney Turner. She's got your first alert traffic.
We're starting to see some slowdowns on I-75 southbound as that traffic makes its way onto 640. But the good news is you're not dealing with that congestion on I-75 right around Merchant Drive just yet. You're still in good shape heading out the door ahead of the morning rush. 640 westbound and I-40 westbound are on time as well. We're not tracking any incidents that would impact that Wednesday morning commute. Just a reminder that if you're moving through Sevier County, that work continues in the spur, still down to 1 lane through that tunnel as you're making your way from Gatlinburg up to Pigeon Forge. Good news, they do hope to have that wrapped up by the end of the week.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now. Again, to recap, that scattered rain, light on that northern edge at a couple hundredths at best across the valley. Make sure you're looking at your screen here because those of you who live further south, that's where we've got some more measurable rain coming up into areas like McMinn and Monroe and the mountains, staying dry and warmer north. Now, we'll share better coverage with some more evenly scattered rain, at least during the day tomorrow, dropping a good 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch with a few good downpours and storms. Fills in even better with that batch tomorrow night, and then a few more scattered pockets through your Friday. But again, there's that 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch for most of our area to end the week. So right now, a couple of sprinkles reaching up in the South Valley, trying to reach up towards Knox over the next half hour. I'll continue to track that for you. You can see a sprinkle right there, far southwest Knox County. But we are going to see that reaching up into our area and cutting off those temperatures. It's 50 in Athens to 47 Knoxville, chilly and mostly clear, 34 Middlesboro. So we're continuing to see and feel those changes with the clouds over downtown, still making for a beautiful view as that sun peaks between the horizon. That'll leave us at 58 at noon in Knoxville to 62. And then the next couple of days, temperatures do warm up to more 70s in between these rounds of rain, but also ahead of a cold front that I'm also tracking for you coming up on the CW. So talk about a lot of active weather ahead.
Yes, a lot going on, that's for sure. It is 6:56. We got a lot more going on over on the CW Knoxville. We got 2 more hours of East Tennessee news, weather, and traffic headed your way. Have a good one.
Wow, that's beautiful.